Good morning, traders. Good morning. Today is May 9th, 2025. Market opens in about 50 seconds here, and we're having trouble getting above 491. It pushed up to 492.70. QQQ pushed up to 492.70 yesterday, and then a huge pullback to 488, and then down to 486.79 pre-market. Pulled all the way up to 492, got rejected, and then got rejected again at 491. So curious to see what happens. We're going to go over some news updates, tweet by Trump, overall economic condition, jobs, the unemployment jobs numbers and all that stuff too. But yeah, welcome. Market opens right now. Let's see what happens. Now we're catching some resistance at that 492 level, so that is where we're going to have a major concern. We need to get above 492 and hold in order for us to make some new highs on the day. Now 492 can now be our new resistance level. So now we do have a resistance level about 492.60-ish, 492.70. Okay, and this is also acting as a resistance. Everyone tuning in, smash that like button for me. It is Friday. We are trading today on Friday. And as you can see here, we've caught 491 resistance multiple times. 1, 2, and now 3 times. Okay. So I'm thinking it probably will, but we're going to be patient here. We could see more of a pullback. We could see some more consolidation on this level. So just going to be patient with it today. We do have, plenty of time and opportunity to get into a position. And let me share my link with the group. And here we go. Very strong green candle. Very nice push off of that moving average. Let's see though. It's going to be a bull trap today, bear trap, or anything else similar to trapping. Welcome, welcome. One second, I'm going to shut my door. All right, getting a strong rejection here. Guys hear me okay and see me okay? Microsoft catching that resistance. Apple, check this out, catching a lot of resistance at the moving average, but pushed up and now making a newer high. Apple at 200. Nvidia slowly selling off. Amazon pushing up. AVGO and Meta below resistance. Netflix holding above resistance, making this a support now. And I'm creating a new resistance at 167. Costco selling off below support. Tesla pushing up. Oh my gosh. From $290 all the way to almost $300 on Tesla. Look at that big move. So I believe we can get a significant pullback here. Google also huge sell-off a couple days ago. QQQ struggling to do anything. Now, if we can get some selling pressure on the markets today, I would love to get into SQQQ in a position. Okay, markets are overbought. We do have the potential for this to bounce, but we are waiting on direction. Yo, 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 good morning. How you guys doing today? Good morning, good morning. How are y'all doing? Hope you guys are all having a great start to your day. Now, guys, job market real quick. This isn't moving as much, but I believe it could push up a little bit more, could potentially sell off, can do a variety of things. So let's go ahead and this is what I picked up. If you're new, check out the Discord. This is already there. I posted this yesterday. But U.S. layoffs are skyrocketing. U.S. employers announced 105,000 job cuts in April, the highest for any April in 5 years. Okay. Now, I do believe this is due to tariffs. They have to figure out a way to cut costs somewhere. I know UPS cut a bunch of drivers recently. And then, including 2020, this was the highest count for any April since 2009. Over the last 6 months, there has been 700,000 job cuts, the most since 2020 pandemic. And here's a little chart right here for you guys. That's insane. That is insane. So, I mean, the economy necessarily isn't doing better. And here we go, we're pushing up. But we're definitely trying to be more efficient. That's something that we definitely are trying to do. Okay, actually, market is pushing up. Look at that. It's above that support, 491.17. Now remember, 492 was a very strong support as well. So is 492.70. So I mean, this thing can pop up and get real choppy like it did yesterday, or it could begin to sell off like it did the last few days, right? Big aggressive sell-offs. So let's see here. We're just waiting. It looks like it's very bullish though. Very bullish. Maybe we buy 10 shares of TQQQ. Or would I rather wait for a pullback? Don't really want to bet against the market, guys, here. And then what was the other news? Oh, Trump tweeted or said something about to buy soon, or now is the time to buy because the stock market will skyrocket soon, or something like that. I'll have to find the official quote from Trump. Smash that like button for me, guys. And if you're tuning in for the first time, we do this every single day at market open, Monday through Friday, for about 30 minutes to an hour. And then I give you updates in the Discord later on. This is looking very bullish. Very bullish. We're buying 10 shares of TQQQ. Now, there was some good news with, of course, the UK. There was a conference saying that they were in a trade deal. They, everything's doing good, blah, blah, blah. But not necessarily anything impactful that you missed if you did miss that session where Trump and the UK Prime Minister basically agree on a trade deal. Move was short-lived. Yeah, I think so too, actually. We'll see what happens. It's still very bullish though. We may be able to see up to 492 and get rejected again. And I'm thinking that because of a couple things. Microsoft on the breakout above this resistance, if it can hold, it'll be a new support. Apple did push up to 200, a bit short-lived, but now on the 30-minute has that ability to do a nice 3 stages of reversal back to 215. But everything is at pretty much an all-time high on basically that kind of short-term level here. But we'll see if this continues to push, then we'll continue to just hold this one. And then when it begins to curl over on the MACD and the RSI, which already looks like it might be beginning to do, begins to curl over, then I can get out of this position and get into SQQQ. But right now, while the market's bullish, I'd rather go long than short, even at these overbought levels. Because remember, 491 was a resistance. And now it's acting as a pretty strong support. Possible curl over here. Or pullback. But yeah, I like the way you think, guys. I like the way you think. Okay, this was 34 minutes ago. well, on the news article, but it's Trump tells America to buy stock, market surges. I mean, how long can the market pump on just tweets and stuff that the president says? He put, "Go out and buy stock now," the president said. Let me tell you, this country will be like a rocket ship that goes straight up. This is going to see numbers that no one ever seen before. Now, it doesn't mean today, but that is what he tweeted. And it's crazy how the market can move on what somebody says compared to what's actual factual right now. We still have tariffs. They still have a 80% tariff on China, 10% tariffs across the board. You know, it's going to be good overall. I think it's going to help our economy. We're going to bring money in, but at the same time, it's very interesting. Like job cuts. Job cuts could help or hurt, right? They could help make the company more efficient. It could also hurt the company by decreasing productivity. So, anyways, yep, short-lived move right there. Look at that. Back to resistance. But we'll see. This could be very choppy. It could bounce off of this moving average all day, remain choppy as it continues to push. Or we could get a significant selling pressure here. About 4 or 5 minutes until we get to that 15-minute mark. Yep, here we go. Tesla pushed up hard. Look at this. 290 to 299. That would have been a beautiful move. Beautiful move. Slight pullback. Acting like it wants to sell off here, but holding above this moving average. So let's wait and see. Tesla gonna get above 300 and hold. That's a thing. Can some of these companies hold above these new areas? Apple back to 198 from 200. Quick little fall here. Nvidia trying to hold. Meta above that resistance, but just barely. Costco below a previous support level, but just by barely. Here we go. Tesla to 299. Are you kidding me? Beautiful. Look at that move. Almost $10 per share. 3%. A 3% move by Tesla. 5% on the day for Tesla. Yeah, look at that breakout. From resistance. See how we can break out from resistance? It gets caught at resistance, and then when it does break out, it makes a significant push. Significant. NASDAQ. Okay, so NASDAQ is below that moving average on the 1 minute. So that is, you know, showcasing a lot less momentum. Major was correct. That was a very short-lived move on this from 490 to 491.50, but a nice move indeed. Perfect trader could have made a nice dollar per share on QQQ. So on TQQQ, it would have been a little bit more. 59.70, about 50 cents. 50 cents per share on that move. Check this out from yesterday. We bought here at this level when it was above, pulled back, coulda, shoulda, woulda, bought some more, didn't, held through the pullback, and then sold at that resistance. Pushed up, I waited for confirmation, sold on this red candle, and then sold on this candle, and locked in some profits yesterday on TQQQ. So very nice trade. I forgot to give you guys an update in the Discord. I do apologize. Okay, QQQ dropping. Now we knew this could happen. It is Friday, right? Usually Fridays are a bit bearish. And again, 490, QQQ. 491, of course, key resistance. And here we go. Looks like we may sell off or we may get a bounce. Mara up 6%. Oh, beautiful. That is beautiful. I was looking at it yesterday at $13. I was like, this looks too good at $13. Yeah, look at that. That is a beautiful trade for Mara. And Mara's been places. Mara's been up in the 20s and 30s before. Bitcoin above 103. So Bitcoin very bullish as well. Bitcoin is now above $100,000. That is beautiful. Going back up to 106 and then 109. Very bullish. That's why I'm thinking the markets would follow with the bullishness also of Bitcoin. Seems to be kind of following along with it in a way. Yeah, Mara, that is amazing. 9, almost 10% on the day for Mara. Beautiful. Look through some of these other ones. SMCI, a nice little push up. About $1, not much. Celsius from 35 to 36. Tempest had a big move yesterday, wasn't it? From 57 to 66. That was an $8, 13% move on Tempest AI yesterday. Gold selling off. Usually when the markets do really well, gold will... Well, it's about the same. It's all somewhat correlated now. Gold is now like, everything's just kind of correlated. Everything goes up, everything goes down around about the same. So, okay, it is kind of holding. It doesn't mean it has to hold. That's why we're being patient here. So we could either see a bounce and it continues to go to highs, or if it gets below this moving average, we can see a bigger sell-off. But then to what extent? Is the sell-off going to go to 486? Is it going to go to 488? It's going to come back down to 484. You know, it's possible. As you can see here, we had a descending bull flag pattern with this wedge down, making lower highs each day until finally it broke out, pushed all the way up to 491, and then came back down. Guess what? It tested that trend line right here. See that yellow line? It tested that trend line as a support and then pushed up again. So could we see this? I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the end of that, right? This is the end of this trade setup for that one in particular, so we can get rid of that line. I mean, these are key support. You know, these are previous areas of support and resistance at 480 and 484. What are some more key levels? You know, our moving average is continuing to push up every day on QQQ, right? We went from a horizontal or descending pattern to now starting to kind of curl over now, indicating signs of bullishness. But overall, of course, the market goes up eventually. We're talking about intraday right now. And right now, it seems to be holding up at this level for the moment. Tesla consolidating though, so if it doesn't go any higher, this will begin to curl over and come down. Microsoft is a big key influence as it is a $3.2 trillion company, so this begins to sell off, I mean, it'll definitely pull more of the markets down. 443. This would now be a resistance, so that's not looking good, right, for Microsoft. Apple is above, but a big sell-off from that $200. So now there's some intraday resistance that it needs to get above in order to get more buyers stepping in. Worst case scenario, we cut our losses on this one and we buy into SQQQ. But if it's also going to be choppy like this, the majority of the day, there's a lot of consolidation and not really any movement up or down, then there's really no point in even getting into the trade, right? I kind of got ahead of myself buying this breakout. And why would I buy at resistance, right? It'd be better to buy at support and it pushes up and would have been able to make the, what is that? Almost 1% on that one. Look at Irene. It is like Mara, but earnings 14th of May. Iron. Oh, okay. 5 to 7. Gets up to 15. Interesting. 100% renewable energy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take it open.
Okay. No rush. Drive safe.
Okay.
All right. What's our mug today? Smiling is happy and fun and feels good and looks nice and doesn't cost anything. Oh, ho, ho. I like it. That's the mug of the day. Oh. 1 second. Have a good day. Friday. Woohoo! Oh man. I'm telling my daughters bye. Telling my little ones bye for the day. It's Friday. They got like 8 days of school left. 5, something like that. They don't have very many days of school left. And then we'll be on summer break. I'll have to check this one out more, Major. I'll have to check Iron out more. Testing that moving average again. I'll do some research on Iron. We'll take a look at it. Let's see. Iron. Oh, yep. Looks like we are going to get some selling pressure here. Microsoft. I don't know, though. Now it's looking a bit oversold for Microsoft. Like that may pull back up a little bit. Same for Apple. Might bounce. Yeah, I believe NASDAQ might be able to retrace slightly if it doesn't begin to sell off, or it can dump extremely hard. Ooh, there it goes. Selling off. So I think what I'm gonna do on this one particularly is I'm gonna buy the extreme low when it gets low. If it does, I mean, it'd be like 59. It'd only be like $1 or so. What I'm thinking is gonna happen, guys, it's gonna pull back and then it's gonna just push right back up. But it is below this moving average, indicating signs that, obviously direction's not in our favor. But same thing happened yesterday. If I show you on the 5-minute, what happened? Where did it go? Same thing happened yesterday, right? It sold off, it sold off, it sold off. Even got below the moving average, caught a key support level and then just skyrocketed up and sold back off a little. Doesn't mean it has to happen. You know, we never want to base today's trades off of yesterday's trades, but patterns tend to repeat themselves. It is curling over on the MACD, obvious signs of curling over on the 5-minute. So yeah, we may actually exit. I don't know. See, I just hold on. 490 could be that support, right? So we're just holding. You know, it's a light position. I feel comfortable. I'm not, you know, on my seat, biting my fingernails. You know, if this pushed all the way down to 58, it'd be like a $20 loss ish. You know, nothing crazy on the trade. You know, I doubt that I'll let it go down that low. Also, buy down here. You know, I could buy another 10 shares at 57 or even 58 and get an average, you know, 59. You know, be right here. So overall, looking bullish. It is looking bullish. It's back above that moving average. I want to add more, but I'm just being patient. Being really patient here. Guys, consider subscribing to the channel. We do this every day at market open for about 30 minutes to an hour. And we are actually coming up on that 30-minute mark now. My thought process, though, on this is simple. Markets will basically do whatever they want, and when people have a lot of hope, they will keep ingesting money into the market. Yesterday, Trade Desk, Coinbase, Marathon, SoundHound all reported earnings after close. This morning we had TeraWolf, Inbridge. That's kind of all I see. So I give you updates on all these every single week. Okay, we had a lot of earnings this week. The week before was even more tech-heavy earnings. We'll see what happens in this week to come. And yeah, we had the FOMC meeting. They are going to pause rate cuts. We already knew that, you know, so they're not going to increase interest or decrease it, right? They're not going to cut rates, but they're not going to do anything either. They're just going to pause. All right, so that's not good. It's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great, right? So it's very interesting to see how these markets are reacting to tariffs, and they're saying that the ports are even a little bit more empty now. We're in a critical time right now, guys. We're in a very critical moment of time where there's a lot of uncertainty. In my opinion, I believe all this is going to be beneficial to the U.S. Of course, we're going to get some haters. We're going to get some people that don't want to go along with this new change and new cycle and new era or whatever you want to call it. And then you're going to people that will go along with it. And I think overall, the economy, the global economy, relies a lot on the USA. And in that matter, I think a lot of people are going to have to go along with these tariffs and just agree with these trade deals in order to participate in our global trade economy. I mean, imagine if you just said no and then you got like shadow banned. You know what I mean? You got completely just shut off from the rest of the world, and now you don't have access to importing or exporting because you decided I didn't want to agree or come to an agreement with Trump's tariffs or his trade deals. Layoffs and job cuts can be good. We're basically getting rid of excess fat for these companies. It's not great, but it's not bad either, right? Increasing productivity, leaning more toward AI. You know, job cuts are normal, especially when we're going more toward that AI and we're going more toward these even self-driving vehicles. Imagine if self-driving vehicles takes off how many taxi drivers, semi truck drivers will be out of jobs? It's insane. Like, it's just going to keep compounding, right? So, as Americans, especially, and anyone else in the world, right? We have people from other countries. We all need to be aware of the expenses that we have, how much money we're making, and how we can try to save that money and create assets that create income, right? That's why we're here. That's why we're all here trading. That's why we're all here today, to make money, have side hustles, side incomes, dividends, We're starting a dividend series. We already did. We have monthly paying stock videos that you could watch. Make 10 to 12% a year doing nothing, doing absolutely nothing. 10 to 12% a year is not bad, guys, on a large account. But what we do here is we try to make 10% a week. And we do get it most of the time. Even 5% a week as starting out is a great goal. 2% a week. 1% a day, that's a lot. Okay, QQQ testing still. It's above moving average, below previous resistance. I'd love to see another breakout here with this QQQ. I'm going to get rid of this line here just to clear it up a little. It's looking bullish, guys. Short-term bullish. This is what it likes to do, and then it'll just slowly creep all day up. So now I'm thinking, hey, I should have bought some down at 60. But it's only 20 cents, right? It's a 20-cent move. It's not insane. What we're looking for, we're looking at a 20-cent move, but we're actually looking at, maybe a couple dollar move. The markets do begin to push up. Because looking at this area, look, it's just above the moving average. Do you see this? Just above that green line. And if it can hold above that green line, it'll be above that green line for the first time since, well, March of this year. First time since March, it's back above 491. That's why it's such a key area. Got rejected here, got rejected here, got rejected here, and now it's trying to hold above that level now. Doesn't mean it has to, but it is trying to hold. Staying bullish. Trying to stay up here. And remember, guys, if you're unclear, you're not sure exactly how you want to go about trading, you're new, there's nothing wrong with paper trading. You could trade with any amount of money you want and no risk to you at all. You could totally paper trade and learn while you maybe put some income into a trading account. Then when you're ready, you can trade with real money. Market's looking good. Any recent news or anything come out in the last 20-30 minutes? Unemployment data confirms economy is slowing. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I would agree to that. Major, what do you know about the like of Top Step? Top Step? Is that a company? Top Step? Top Standard? No, can't be that, I don't think. I'm not sure what you mean, Major. What do you know about the like of Top Set? Oh, prop trading? Oh, okay. I think prop trading, yeah, I'm kind of mixed, right? I think it's a dumb idea because of various, just various fees, a lot of fees, and then you're using someone else's money, and it's very odd. But there are benefits, right? Low entry to get in. I think you can get I think it's like either a 2,000 or what is it, 10? It's either like 2,000 or like $5,000 account for like $100. So I mean, and then if you blew the account, I'm pretty sure you only lose the $100, something like that. So I don't know a lot about it, but just not something that I'm interested in learning a lot about. I see too many commercials, too many people promoting it, and it just seems odd. Like you don't see like WEBULL really, or like Robinhood or any of those commercials or TD Ameritrade commercials anymore like you used to. But man, you sure do see stuff for meme coins. You'll see meme coins. You'll see people promoting crypto, and you'll see people promoting prop firms like crazy, crazy. Okay, look, market is getting rejected again at this level. We're gonna get a significant pullback like we did yesterday, or is this just another retest? Stop out some shorts. Honestly, and this would be a good point to buy under $60 if it's gonna keep holding. I have reservations for the same reasons. I mean, and then it's like futures trading too. So if you're good at trading futures and you just want to do another account, like, some of them are cool. I mean, you can get daily payouts and things, but I mean, yeah, I don't know enough about it. I don't trade, or I don't buy and resell potato chips, you know, because I just don't, right? I could buy and sell potato chips, but it's just not something I'm doing right now. My main focus is stocks. I just like stocks. Honestly, my bigger focus now has been on QQQ, and before that it used to be a lot on Mara, right? A lot of Mara and Bitcoin. Okay, we're about to get a break above or another rejection here at that, um, well, 491 ish. Struggling to get above 491. We'll see if it makes that move right now. Here we go. The more QQQ goes up, the better our TQQQ position is. What's interesting is, they're the cheaper out of the ones. Like I could be buying into Nvidia right now, right? But it doesn't move as much. But when it does move, like this move here from 113 to 120, that would have been a beautiful move, right? Or even to 117. Now I'm not saying it can't do it again from 117 to 120. That's $3, about 3%. But I mean, 3%'s good. That's probably about what I'll make on this one. Let's see. Or less. Hmm. We are now above that previous resistance. Remember, it was like 491. We are above that line. I just got rid of it because I didn't want it to like be a distraction or like in the way or whatever. But technically, we are above this previous resistance that we've had for so long. Well, that's an area of resistance right there and support. So between 491 and between 493-ish. So in this area is a very known, well-known resistance area. Okay. We just want to be careful with it. Doesn't have to stay above this line. That's why I got rid of the line. It was a bit distracting. We can see if it holds. Yeah, see, that's what I get for trying to buy a breakout at resistance. Got that double top, getting a rejection. If it doesn't hold, we can get more selling pressure all the way down to moving average again to retest. Now, this would also be a great price for entry. If you think the markets are going to sell off significantly, either today or maybe by over the weekend, you can get into SQQQ now around $28 and potentially see highs, even back to this moving average, 3%, almost $1 per share. So that one might be a good move too if you feel like the markets are going to sell off. But right now, look at all this consolidation on the 5-minute. It's consolidating, but still bullish above these moving averages, but just barely. It's holding above this previous resistance that's had some trouble getting above, right? For not only 1 day, 2 days, and then pre-market this morning had trouble. And now it's well, it was above it for a second. So now it's below it again. And so this is a key area, right? Key level right here of resistance. So maybe we should keep it red. That is a sell zone. It looks like it is going to curl over here. Thing is, I don't want to go into SQQQ if this is going to run up to 492, 495, 500. Who knows, right? This can run up literally to $540 if it wanted to. And it could also sell off back to 484, back to 480. Maybe back to the moving average to get a nice test on the moving average. So then my thought process would be, okay, I could do two things. I could just hold my long term, right? Because everything is showing signs of it being bullish. Bought too high, but it could break out. I could, if this does pull back significantly, then I could just buy more. No big deal, right? What I don't want to do is buy SQQQ and it continue to sell off even more, right? But if this does retrace, maybe I hold my QQQ position. It retraces down 1%. That's what I say. I either short it from here down, which obviously you can't predict. There's no predicting it. Just because it happened yesterday doesn't mean it has to happen again. But if we do get a major red candle sell-off, maybe we can catch that short term, hit this one to that moving average, make our dollar per share, and then once it bounces off of the moving average and begins to retrace back up, we add more to this position, or we get out and maybe by Monday it pushes up or something. But it's kind of my thought process right now. And again, still holding above this moving average. So it's not really showing signs of it being bearish just yet. It has a lot of consolidation at resistance level. And I hope this thought process helps you guys. All right, still looking like a lot of consolidation. Looks like it's gonna go back up and retest 491 again. So um, this is probably how it's gonna be maybe the rest of the day, guys. We got some some like basically speeches coming out today, but nothing too crazy. It seems like the majority of all of our, economic reports and data was released this week. If you want to go back and watch any of those live streams or any of those videos, definitely do so. It is 100% free, and all you can do and all it does for you is help you better understand the market, right? So we did have those PMI reports and trade deficiencies in the FOMC meeting, initial jobless claims, all this week. So um, guys, if you want to join our Sunday Stock Talk. We do it every week. It is a live stream, and we talk about the overall direction of the market moving into next week. And then we also give you guys my game plan, companies we're watching, any companies that look like could be a great potential reversal. We will look at those on Sunday. And then if you guys have any recommendations, stock tickers you'd like me to review or look at and go over, or any questions that you may want to ask, you can do it in our Sunday stock talk and meet up with all of our other traders. So I'll keep you guys up to date in the Discord. If you're new and you haven't joined the Discord yet, definitely go check it out. It's 100% free, lifetime access. I give you updates, news alerts, and trade ideas. Basically, just my updates on my personal trades. Am I going to add more to TQQQ? Am I going to cut my losses? Am I going to get into an SQQQ position if it crosses over? You'll know all that in the Discord throughout the day. And yeah, then we'll see you here bright and early Monday morning for another live day trading session. So I appreciate your guys' time, and go out there this weekend and have a wonderful weekend and get some rest, some relaxing, what is it, R&R, and meet me back here bright and early Monday morning and market open. Thank you guys. Have a great day.